And we are back. Another episode of the Chris Gray Show. I'm your host with the most, Chris Gray. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Newest episode is out now. Got a jam-packed show for you. We got a list of things to get to. But first, we are going to ask, what the fuck all that? Hopefully your mental health is fine. That's our mental health check-in. I like stirring the shit on threads. I fucking love it. I love matching wits with white women, I guess, who a lot of these women are married. It's funny because a lot of guys, I see a lot of this on from a lot of guys' posts on threads. If a man is detailing his dating experience with women, like there's a bunch of women who will shout him down to tell him that none of that shit is really true, right? If any man speaks of dating in any way, shape, or form that is not complimentary to women, they just be on your ass. And I think that's a fascinating. That's really fascinating, right? Because in this post, right, it's only a couple of likes on there. All the likes are from guys, right? It's so funny, right? It is so funny, right? Because it's like a little about delusion and all that shit. Because it fucks with people, right? It fucks with a group of people who are delusional about their delusion, and it questions their delusion, right? I don't even think posts have power like that, right? But apparently they do. And I think that is very, very interesting. They called me everything but a child of God in the comments, questioned my sexuality, called me mad insecure a whole bunch of times and shit like that. The shit is so fucking funny, right? A lot of white women. Like that's the funny part. There's a lot of white women, married white women, right? But I love them all. So check that out if you're on threads. There's been a lot of news, or maybe fake news, about Saweetie being an escort, right? Okay. That's my whole thing. Like, if she is, if she isn't, right? I'll just go with the presumption that she is. Okay. Right? I mean, she's not for the regular nigga, clearly. Right? So I don't know, man. I'm pro sex work. I would never indulge in it, but I'm pro sex work. I'm pro OnlyFans. I'm pro escort. I'm pro prostitution. I'm pro all that shit. I'm pro anybody using whatever it is they have to get money. Right? I'll never shame a woman for selling their vagina. Never, ever. I won't buy it. But I would never shame a woman for doing that. I would never. Right? A lot of porn is for free anyway, so there's that. But it got me to thinking, and I started looking into stuff. That there's a lot of like women who turn to escorting, just on a low scale, right? They're not trying to be like, like on the block and all that shit. It's like, it's very low scale, but as a bridge to make ends meet, not to make a career out of, right? I salute that shit too, right? OnlyFans has made it interesting for people to make a couple dollars that way, right? So there's that. But I say that to say this first, ladies, get your motherfucking bread, however you see fit. If a nigga gonna give you some money for some pictures of your feet, send a nigga some pictures of your fucking feet every single time he pays. Shit, if I could send a nigga a picture of my feet right now to get a couple bucks, if I send, not a nigga, stop that, a woman, a picture of my feet right now for a couple of bucks, you think I wouldn't? You think men wouldn't be doing that shit? No. I mean, yes, for cash. But we'll just willingly do it because we're fucking animals and degenerates. We don't know how to market our bodies like the ladies do. Um, I was on the phone with a young lady, right? And if you know me, which you don't, but if you're watching this show, you probably do. Um, I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like it. I will. This is another disclaimer for this shit too, because niggas don't understand. I don't like talking on the phone. Don't fucking call me for anything, right? I'll know it's an emergency when you leave the voicemail, right? Don't call me with an emergency and don't leave a voicemail. You just keep calling over and over and over again, right? That's really annoying. That is really, my mom used to do that. Like, she wouldn't leave a voicemail or text. She would just call 45 times. Like, why? And it'd be about nothing and shit. My dad do that shit too. I'm trying to get in contact with you. There's other ways to get in contact, right? A big thing with the phone is it gives me it gives me anxiety, and it feels like I'm wasting time sitting on the phone with things I could text you about. Or maybe FaceTime. If you can FaceTime me, that's different. But I didn't want to FaceTime in this instant. And that's the crux of the problem, right? So I'm on the phone with this woman, and we're talking, and we're on the phone for maybe like an hour, right? And the conversation is good. I'm not going to lie. It's good. I don't have any anxiety. I don't even want to get off the phone. Like, I'm having a good time. Like, I would talk to this person again on the phone. It's good, right? And she says, well, can we FaceTime? I said, oh, no, I don't want to FaceTime right now. I don't have any clothes on. I didn't have any clothes on. Like, I'm like in my living room, chilling. I'm after work. Like, I don't look like I should be on the camera right now. And that's not the first impression I want to give to someone, right? Especially when there's a gazillion videos of me, of how I look on the internet for you to see, fairly new and recent. Only thing different is I might have shaved beforehand and shit like that. So there's pictures of me that are very recent online. So I shouldn't be pressed for damn, that shit smell good. I shouldn't be pressed to FaceTime, right? And if I say I don't want to FaceTime, you should just leave it at that, right? That's a personal boundary, because if I like pushed or was trying to be pushy, trying to FaceTime a woman, right? How would you make that? How would that make a woman feel, right? This woman shamed me for not getting on FaceTime after she FaceTimed me 2 times while I'm on the phone talking to her, right? So you're not gonna answer the FaceTime? I'm on the phone talking to you. Like, I don't want to get on the FaceTime right now, right? She said, I expect the women to be more like that, to be more shy to get on the camera, not the men. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, because I got real silent, right? I didn't say anything back. I just got real silent, right? And for a second, I was like, is this one of these bullshit masculinity tests these motherfuckers be trying to put on niggas and shit? Like, what? I don't know what this shit is. I don't know why she's so pressed, at least right now in this very moment, to get on FaceTime with me, right? So I'm thinking, like, this is a masculinity test. In my mind, I'm thinking this shit, and I just got off the phone, right? And I never spoke to her again. And I'm like, I thought about the masculinity test, and I also thought about the things that women do to like fuck things up with guys, right? To like turn guys off and shit, right? And with me, if I establish a boundary, it's not for you to just like see if you can cross, right? Because I have absolutely no issue with being honest with you and enforcing boundary, right? I think that's a respect thing. If you try to get me to, if you try to like, be pushy about boundaries and shit like that, like that's a turnoff, and that's a sign of disrespect, right? I let it go once, and then it's like that I hold no bounds, right? So you gotta cut the snake, you gotta cut the head of the snake right then and there, right? I don't play none of that shit. If I say I don't want to do this and you're pushy about it, that I would never speak to you again because you don't fucking respect me, right? But back to this performing masculinity test bullshit, performing for women and shit like that. Men don't ever do no shit like that, right? If you state a boundary with the woman, regardless of what type of boundary it is, regardless of what that shit is, right? And she tries to cross it without any level of like, If she's trying to cross it for the sake of her being her, right? And it takes a little bit of arrogance and a little like disrespect on her end, right? If she's trying to do that, then you just know that she's not going to respect you. If you let that go one time, she's not going to respect you. She's not. She's not. And women do that with men they're not really interested in, right? I used to think like that, but I also think like just like men fuck up with women, women fuck up with men, right? Because a lot of times women don't know how to talk to men either, right? That's why they always want men to talk to them, because they don't know how to talk to men, right? They don't know how to appeal to men outside of their looks and their physical attraction, right? Like their face and their body shape, right? But as men, we have to, like, when you're talking to other men, a lot of times dudes have shit going on that are only appealing to other dudes and shit. Like, niggas just don't go to work and then come home. Like, niggas be doing all sorts of shit, right? Well, a lot of that shit ain't really interesting to women unless we're making $1 gazillion at it, right? Or with it, right? So women don't know how to, like, some women, not all women, because there's women that are actually savvy at this shit, that can genuinely appeal to a man's man shit, right? Because she has an interest in that stuff too, because she's interested in the man, right? She's not putting him through fucking masculinity tests, right? So yeah, don't do no shit like that. If a woman is trying to get you to cross boundaries, fuck all that shit. If a woman shows any signs of disrespect, cut that shit off. You don't even gotta fucking cuss her out. You ain't gotta do none of that shit. I actually stopped talking to a woman because of whatever fucking reason, right? And I looked at some shit on Facebook on my laptop, and like the business suite, right, on Facebook. I'd never seen this shit before, and this chick, this was about 3 weeks ago, right? At least the comments were from 3 weeks ago, right? She put like so many disparaging comments on a bunch of my videos. I never even met that woman before. Just I didn't want to talk to her no more. I didn't want to pursue anything with her. I didn't want to, for whatever fucking reason, right? Well, I do remember she was really mad about that, and I'm like, I didn't understand why a grown adult would be mad when someone says, "Hey, I don't think this is gonna work." Hey, you're great, but I don't think this is gonna work. He's like, "Fuck you, nigga! How dare you?" I'm like, "Fuck you, nigga! How dare you? We've never even met." We just going back and forth for the text. Like you can tell, like if the text is straight is like dry, I can only do maybe a day and a half of dry texting, and I'm like, I'm out of here, right? If my texts are kind of like got some meat to them, and you're just like responding to them, right? I get that people are busy, but then like I said, I give it a day and a half, maybe, right? I don't. It's not like the exchanges are numerous. The exchanges are far and few between. So give it some time, and the texts are dry. I just send one. I was like, "Yo, it's been great. I think you're cool, but this is not going to work." Da, 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 da. Be respectful and shit like that, right? Because it don't have to be beef or anything like that. I think it's just I don't have to just like you because you gave me your phone number, right? I don't have to take you out, right? I don't have to do anything, right? If you give me a weird vibe, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, this is not going to work. Peace be unto you. May God treat you and bless you." And I don't say no shit like that, but I just say, "Yo, this is not gonna work. I'm out. Peace." Right? Yeah, she had a whole bunch of messages and a whole bunch of fucking comments and shit. This shit was fucking crazy, right? Biggest haters of this shit are women, by far. By far. And when you actually listen to what I say, don't really be no bad shit. It just be niggas reacting emotionally and shit. I do too. It is what it is. But my biggest, really though, when it comes to this podcast and really life in general, my biggest problem is what I'm going to eat for dinner. Like that's real shit. Like that's the biggest problem and shit. A bunch of whiny bitches in the fucking comments don't mean shit to me. Like, cause I know, and I'm not even talking about women now. I'm talking about just comments, period, right? Because a lot of times niggas will try to attack you for your opinions in comment sections, talking about your parents and your identity and all that shit, right? I'm like, I only know people who do that to be cowards. Because I would never say anything disrespectful to anybody just because they can't physically touch me. I'm not going to say fuck your moms and shit simply because I could just send that to you in a text, or I could comment on somebody's page and say that shit. I'm not gonna say no shit like that. Like, I don't do shit like that. That's weirdo shit. I wouldn't even say that shit to your face. I like to like fight and beat people up and shit. Like, I'm not gonna like, if I really want to disrespect somebody, we just gonna have to talk something out and we gotta fight. That's it. Like, I'm not gonna just keep talking to you. Like, I'm gonna talk niggas to death. But a lot of motherfuckers in the comments do shit like that. But fuck them forever. But yeah, my biggest problem is what I'm gonna eat when I get home. It's like the biggest fucking thing. Cause I never know what to eat for dinner. I don't eat breakfast. Like, I just don't. Right? I don't get up early enough to make shit. I need to. I be wanting to. I never get up early enough. I basically get up and get dressed and leave. I get up, take a shower, get dressed, and leave. I do all that within 45 minutes. I'll wake up at 5:15 and be fully dressed, smelling amazing, looking great or decent for an office job, and I'll be on my way. I'll be out the door in like an hour. Right? So I don't have time. I don't give myself any time to cook any breakfast or anything like that. So I don't eat it in the morning. I work in Gardena, so there's a lot of bullshit over there. So I try not to eat anything over there. If I do eat something, I'm not going to eat anything when I come home. On the days I don't eat a lunch and I come home hungry, I need to know exactly what I'm going to eat. Because if I don't know what I'm going to eat, it's going to take a fucking long time. It's just a mess. Like, it is a big fucking mess, right? That's the biggest fucking thing. Does anybody have a problem with that? Do y'all niggas, like the people who live alone, do you guys have, like, how do you fucking feed yourself? Right? It's just you by yourself. There's no one else is there. It's just you. Right? How do you feed yourself? Do if I don't pull anything out this motherfucking refrigerator to cook when I come home from work, I'm fucked. Like, I am fucked. I didn't know this shit was gonna be, this shit right here is going fucking crazy right now. But if I don't pull anything out that freezer, I am fucked. So it's like, and if I'm already home, I don't want to go back out and go get food. Like, so I'm Uber eating something. It's just gonna be mad crazy expensive. Like, but what do you guys do? How do you guys manage those situations? I'm talking to people who live by themselves. There's no children. There's no spouse. You live alone. How do you eat? Let us know in the comments below. It's actually a good episode. Mark and Flip fought apparently on the Joe Budden podcast. It was all over the place. I am a avid connoisseur of the Joe Budden podcast. He makes me really upset with how he podcasts. But I've come to respect it because Joe isn't podcasting for entertainment. He's podcasting as a business now. And that's different. That's the secret he would not let us know about, but that's what I see just from watching all of I've seen every single episode he had on video, and I've been around since before he had video, when it was just him, Rory, and the thick white chick or the Spanish chick or whatever the fuck, right? Before Maul and all that shit. Right? So I appreciate that from Joe. But fast forward, last week or whatever, Mark and Flip fought, quote unquote, or got into an argument, right? And I seen all of the write-ups about it and stuff like that. It even brought in like discussions about anti-intellectualism, right? The smarts think they're better than the dumbs, right? The dumbs think they're better than the smarts, right? That type shit. The biggest takeaway from that fight is whose fault it was, right? That's an interesting question, who fault it was. Because I know who fault it was. I just watched it just now, right? I know exactly who fault it was, right? And I don't know what caused it, because the biggest issue with that is he has an issue with somebody else. Flip has an issue with Joe, right? He has an issue with Joe. aside from that, he believes that Mark is doing things behind the scene to curry favor, right? No one agreed or disagreed with Flip, which kind of lends credence to what he may be saying, or Flip is misreading situations, which just to me has been common for Flip. But also Flip exposes insecurities as well, right? From the viewer standpoint, Mark is really working, right? He is interacting with fans. This nigga be on Spaces. He has other platforms and shit that some of the JBP community has migrated to see what he does in his area, his universe, and stuff like that, right? I've never watched anything that Mark does outside of what he do on Joe shit, right? I've only known Mark by name, and I know Mark to be the dude that they put out there to debate the ignorant blacks. Like, he's the smart black that they pull out there to debate the ignorant blacks, right? On those shows, it don't even matter who right or wrong. It's just who you align with, right? And I just got into Flip shit maybe a couple weeks ago, right? Personality-wise, he don't do it for me, right? But again, like Joe, Flip is podcasting from a business standpoint, not from an entertainment standpoint. They're not doing it for entertainment anymore. We're past the point of it being just entertainment now. This is business now. It's business first, and if you laugh at it, cool. Joe's show is he's doing it right in front of you, right? He's showing you what the recipe is. He's showing you for a good show, and he's showing you what the recipe is for longevity as well, right? I salute him. But basically, Flip was flipping on Mark for some shit that he think Mark is doing, and Joe was egging that shit on. Mark got really upset at that shit. He got really upset, and I understand that, because somebody's accusing you of doing something that you feel in your heart you're not doing, but the person is perceiving whatever it is you're doing behind the scenes as such. That'll piss me off too. That'll actually make me want to fight. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you can't, in the place of business. Like, this is not like, we're not with the homies and shit. Like, this is how we get money and all that shit. This is fuck friendship. This is how we get the money, right? And you fucking that shit up, because now these niggas might all look at me fucking crazy now, because no one said anything when he said that shit. No one said shit. No one said anything when he said that shit, right? Either they didn't say it because they didn't want to let they was agreeing with fucking Flip, or they felt like Flip was losing his fucking shit and being insecure about whatever it is Mark is doing, right? If he is doing anything, right? I don't think he's really doing anything that's fucking crazy behind the scenes. That's just me. Because now Mark, actually, you know what? I'm not going to say that. Anyway, I've talked y'all heads off long enough. Saweetie selling ass. Who cares? OnlyFans and women becoming escorts. Who give a fuck? Get your motherfucking bread. Man, don't perform for women. Stay in your masculinity, right? If she's not feminine, you're not gonna fucking talk to her anyway. That's it, right? If she's in her feminine and she don't like you, that's different. Leave her anyway. But fuck the masculinity test. Fuck them comments and threads. I'm still gonna be talking shit probably this week too. Probably starting tomorrow. I know what I'm gonna eat today. And Mark and Flip fought. Kinda. They got into a loud yelling match, I guess. I'm not gonna hold you though. Mark kind of invited Flip to the hands, and I'm just saying, right? Flip is potting for business. Pay attention. When you see that fight, when you see that argument again, Flip is potting for business. Pay attention, right? Because he's trying to get Mark to say certain things. You're potting for business. But I can go. That's too much for that. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for watching the show. Peace, love, and hair grease. Whatever the fuck the niggas used to say back in the 70s.